The devil pulled up one empty chair, poured my whiskey like he belonged there. He said, son, how much can one heart take? I smiled, more than yours could ever break. So let the bottle run dry tonight. I still carry my own light. You can steal my love, my gold, my name, but you'll never tame this flame. These dark blues know my soul, and they won't let go. Cold and still, these blues are with me still. One less chord, no regrets. Old hands circle faded numbers like they never learned goodbye. Every heartbeat on my workbench borrowed someone else's time. Tiny gears keep turning faithful, tiny springs refuse to quit. Funny how a broken moment is the one thing I can't fix. Every second has a shadow. Every shadow keeps a name. Wind it one more time. Hear the old wheels sing. Some hearts stop together, some never leave the spring. Wind it one more time. Maybe fate rewinds. Every clock remembers what escapes the mind. People bring me silver pocket watches, grandfathers they never knew, wedding gifts and railroad memories, stories wrapped in velvet blue. I return them all still ticking, smiles follow them outside. Then I lock the shop at midnight, with my own clock still denied. Time forgives no one, it simply keeps moving. One cracked face, one missing hand, one silent room I still can't stand. If love were only stealing glass, I'd have brought it back. One more time, just before I go. Some memories keep beating long after they grow old. Wind it one more time, then leave it on the ship. I've repaired 1,000 clocks, never myself. The clocks kept ticking, even after I stopped listening. I built my name one word at a time, never broke a deal, never missed a line. Every handshake still holds true, except the one I made to you. Funny how honor can leave a heart behind. There's a promise I never kept. It still follows me home. Every victory sounds hollow when you celebrate alone. Like a tailored suit, but every thread still points to you. The years got richer, the nights grew cold. I learned the price of growing old. The world called me a man of his word, but the only voice I stopped hearing was hers. Some debts take money, some take time. The hardest ones take a lifetime. I never kept. No courtroom, no crime, just one quiet moment I left behind. If tomorrow calls my name, I'll carry one regret that never changed. Rain keeps falling on this lonely street. My shadow walks a step behind my feet. This old guitar knows every wound I hide. She sings the truth I never could tonight. Another glass, another memory, another ghost sits next to me. Whiskey after midnight, burning like a fading light. Every scar becomes a song, keeping broken souls alive all night long. If tomorrow never comes around, said goodbye. Some loves don't leave, they just survive. Wears an old black coat. Maybe faith is one more note played before the morning comes. Whiskey after midnight, still keeping my heart upright. Every mile, every flame the city's lights grow dim. These blues become my only friend. The last chord fades into the dark, but my heart keeps playing. The city wears a velvet shadow. Every window hides a name. I've been shaking hands with strangers who all look the same. My shoes still shine like Sunday morning. My heart still walks in black. Funny how a man keeps moving while his soul don't make it back. I never feared the darkness, only what remembers me. Leave the light on, don't wait awake. If I lose myself tonight, don't lose your faith. Leave the light on, that's all I need. Every road gets lonely when it learns to bleed. She said, "You're always leaving." I smiled. That's how I survive. She touched my hand for just a second, long enough to feel alive. The bartender poured another silence. Nobody said a word. Sometimes the loudest goodbye is the one you've never heard. Every king has empty pockets where old memories hide. Leave the light on, don't close the door. I've been chasing midnight far too long before. Leave the light on, if hope still burns. forgiveness has been waiting. The same address all along. If I show up smiling, you'll know I won the fight. Leave the light on through the rain. A man can lose everything he owns and still come home again. Leave the light on. Leave the light on. I'm still following that little flame. Some men need a map. I only need one light waiting. Every glass reflects a stranger, dressed in shadows cut to fit. Gold on my sleeve, dust on my conscience. Funny how both still glitter a bit. The piano speaks in low confessions, never louder than regret. Smoke keeps all the honest stories that polite mouths soon forget. I don't run from old ghosts anymore. They've learned to pull up a chair. Silence pours another bourbon like it knows why I'm here. A gentleman never raises his voice. He lets the scars do all the talking. Every step sounds smooth on marble, even when the soul is crawling. I'm wearing velvet over broken bones, smiling like a king without a throne. Shake my hand, you'll never know how many storms live underneath this code. The world applauds a polished man, never seeing what the mirror can. Every note my old guitar cries is another truth behind my velvet light. Crimson, like the city learned to bleed. Everybody buys forgiveness if the price is what they need. She asked why my eyes stay restless, though my hands never shake. I laughed into the fading candle, Some promises never break. The bass walks slow beneath the heartbeat, keeping time with what I've lost. Every rhythm pays a memory. Every memory has its cost. I tip my hat to yesterday, though yesterday forgot my name. Grace is just another language for surviving quiet pain. I'm wearing velvet over broken bones, smiling like a king without a throne. Shake my hand, you'll never know how many storms live underneath this coat. The world applauds the polished man, never seeing what the mirror can. Every note my old guitar cries is another truth behind my velvet lies. No one hears the deepest thunder when it rolls beneath the skin. Real strength doesn't shout for witnesses, it simply learns to grin. One more drink, one more slow confession, one more chord refusing dawn. If dignity has a lonely address, I've been living there too long. I'm wearing velvet over broken bones, still standing through the fires come and gone. Raise your glass, but don't look close. Some kings survive by walking all alone. The lights go dim, the band plays softer. The night forgives what daylight won't. My guitar whispers one last secret, then lets the silence write the note. Leave the chair, leave the bottle, leave the smoke hanging in the air. A gentleman never tells you how much darkness it took to become this calm.
Black coffee, cold ashtray, rain sliding down the glass. I've been buying time with late nights, but time don't sell it back. The bass keeps walking under me, heavy as a guilty thought. Every note says keep moving, every mile says for what? I wear calm like a tailored jacket. It fits better than the truth. Midnight knows my name, calls me back again. Every street light looks the same when you're hiding from yourself. Midnight knows my name, whispers through the smoke. Some men lose their way, some men lose their home. She said, "You look expensive." I said, "So does regret." She laughed like a match in darkness, bright enough to hurt a little. The snare lands slow and steady,
The roads barely moves the air. Funny how a crowded room can feel like nobody's there. Every gentleman has a secret. Mine keeps me awake. Midnight knows my name, calls me back again. Every old mistake returns, wearing a familiar grin. Midnight knows my name better than I do. That's the trouble with the blues. They always tell the truth. The bartender kills the last light. Chairs go upside down. Only my guitar keeps talking long after the room shuts down. Midnight knows my name. One more time tonight. If I ever find forgiveness, it'll find me in this life. Midnight knows my name and still lets me stay. So pour the blues a little louder before the night fades away. Midnight knows my name, and tonight I finally answer.
I walked in slow, like I own the smoke. Every eye looked up, nobody spoke. Black leather shoes, silver on my wrist. Every bad decision still lives in this kiss. The bass rolls low like a train underground. My heartbeat lands on every snare sound. One more deal, one more lie. The devil smiles in a silk tie. Don't ask where I've been, don't ask what I've done. Some roads don't end, they just outrun the sun. Hey, pour another round, let the whole room shake. If tonight is all I've got, don't break. Hey, turn that guitar loose, make those blue notes fly. Every king wears a crown, mine's a silk tie. The floor, slow as midnight rain, red on her lips, ice in her veins. She said, "You're dangerous." I laughed, only when I cared. She lit my cigarette like she belonged there. The drummer leans right behind the beat. The bass keeps talking heavy and deep. Nobody moves, nobody breathes, till the guitar cries what I can't speak. Money comes, friends go, only lonely songs grow old. Hey, pour another round, let the bottles shine. Every scar I ever earned still tastes like good red wine. Play that old guitar, make the whole room cry. Every saint had a past, every devil wears a silk tie. Don't remember my face, remember the groove, remember the bass. Remember one man who smiled through the blues, walking out clean with nothing to lose. Hey, pour another round, one more before goodbye. Raise your glass to every soul too proud to ask you why. Hey, let that guitar burn till the sunrise shines. The night owns my heart, the blues owns my mind. Hey, pour another round, hear the whole room sing. You can steal my money, but you'll never steal my swing. The smoke disappears, the truth survives. The devil left smiling in a silk tie. Some men chase the daylight, I make my living after midnight. Every train I ever caught, every promise right on cue, never kept a soul waiting. Except for you. The watch still shines, the hands still move, funny how time can still lose. Some men chase tomorrow. I kept chasing clocks, always on time. Everywhere I go, late to the only heart I should have known. Always on time, never for love. Now every midnight feels 1 minute too long. The city sleeps, my shoes still shine. Street lights count what I left behind. Success filled every empty room, but never learned how to bloom. 1,000 perfect mornings couldn't buy one yesterday. That's what they say. Funny, no one noticed. Love walked away. Always on time until the end. Now the clock is my only faithful friend. The room went quiet when the band slowed down. I kept my smile like a borrowed crown. One last drink, one last flame. Only the night still knows my name. Every scar learns how to dress in black. After the applause, I'm still standing standing here. No cheers, no mercy, just this old guitar and another year after the applause. The truth walks in. A gentleman never runs, he simply lets the blues begin. Bartender nods like we've done this before. Another goodbye across the floor. Smoke climbs slow, time sinks low. Some hearts leave, mine never goes. No gold lasts forever, no king keeps the night. Only the blues still fits me right. If you remember me, remember the song, not the man who had to let it go. She left a matchbook on the table when she walked out of my life. No tears, no scene, no broken glasses, just a quiet Friday night. The band kept playing like nothing happened. The bass kept moving slow and deep, but that little book of matches burned a hole right through me. I should have thrown it away the night she said goodbye, but some things keep a fire alive. Long after the flame has died, I still carry it around like a fool who can't rewind. That matchbook she left behind, it's faded now, the print is peeling, the clothes
tub, it came from closed for years. But every scratch across the cover still knows all my fears. The guitar bends and dances softly, like it remembers her too. Every note says what my pride won't, that I never got over you. I should have thrown it away the night she said goodbye. But some things keep a fire alive long after the flame has died. Funny thing about memories, they weigh almost nothing until you try to put them down. Keeping old ghosts alive. Last call, dim lights, one more bourbon. I reach into my coat, and there it is.
Every Friday just past midnight, she arrives before the band, orders bourbon, lights a cigarette, never wears a wedding band. Sits alone at table 9, where the shadows hide her face, like she's waiting for somebody who got lost without a trace. And nobody knows her story, nobody knows her name, but every week she comes back here and orders the same old pain. The bass keeps walking through the darkness, the guitar lets the blue notes shine, and all night long I'm wondering about the woman at table 9. Tonight I finally asked the bartender, who is she waiting for? He said, friend, that's not a question, you should ask around here no more. Then he poured another whiskey and stared somewhere past the room,
like he'd seen too many answers. And beneath the midnight moon, and nobody knows her story, nobody knows her name, but every week she comes back here and orders the same old pain. The band keeps playing soft and lonely, like they're reading every sign. And all night long I'm wondering about the woman at table 9. Near closing time she left a photograph beside a glass half full of wine. A smiling man in army colors, dated 1979. Through the silence, then falls like rain against the night. Now everybody knows the story, though nobody says her name. She's been keeping one old promise while the whole world moved away. The bass rolls on, the years roll on, but some hearts never change with time. So here's to love that never left, and the woman at table 9. Next Friday, when the clock strikes midnight, table 9 is waiting, just in case he finally comes home.
Last Thursday down in Murphy's Lounge, they held an auction after dark. Old guitars, broken jukeboxes, and a few forgotten works of art. I was sipping bourbon in the corner when the auctioneer caught my eye. It's the next item on the table, a heart that's been through too much life. The night they auctioned my heart, the bidding started way too low. One woman offered a memory, another offered letting go. The night they auctioned my heart, the room got quiet from the start, 'cause everybody recognized a piece of their own in my heart. A gambler bid a lucky silver dollar, a boxer bid his champion ring, a singer offered one sad melody that could still make angels weep. The bass rolled low beneath
The guitar answered every line. Nobody wanted to own the thing, they just wanted to say they tried. The night they auctioned my heart, the bidding climbed like smoking wine. One old man bid his last regret and nearly made the thing his prize. The night they auctioned my heart, every offer left a mark, 'cause everybody pays in something when they're buying broken hearts. Then a woman in a black silk jacket raised her hand from table 3. She said, "I'll offer peace." And suddenly nobody bid against her. One slow bend floating through the room like surrender, finally arriving. The night they auctioned my heart, she won without spending a dime, 'cause peace was worth more than money and rarer than love sometimes. The night they auctioned my heart, I watched her walk out with a prize. And for the first time in years, I didn't want it back. The auction ended, the lights came up, the band played one last blues, and somewhere out in the night, a lighter man walked home. The city wears a black silk coat tonight. Street lights drip like gold from a broken crown. I step through the smoke where the lost hearts hide, with a glass of old regret slowly going down. The piano whispers secrets to the walls, and the shadows lean closer when my name gets called. I've seen angels leave through the back room door, I've seen devils begging for a little more. Every scar shines silver in the neon rain, every promise leaves a fingerprint of pain. Midnight knows my name, knows the weight I carry, knows the love that came, then vanished like a ghostly fairy. And these blue notes burn like a flame that won't surrender. Midnight knows my name, and it holds me like a faithful stranger. A woman in red sits alone by the bar. Her eyes tell stories her lips won't confess. She smiles smiles like she's traveled from another star, then disappears into the velvet darkness. The bass keeps walking through the room so slow, like a heartbeat buried underneath the floor. My guitar cries softly where the cold winds blow, as if it understands what I'm searching for. Every dream grows older in the hands of time. Every lonely soul still believes in a sign. Midnight knows my name, knows the roads I've wandered, knows the love I blamed for every bridge left torn asunder. And these blue notes burn through the silence growing tender. Midnight knows my name, and it holds me like a faithful stranger. I've danced with memories I couldn't keep, watched them fade into the cigarette haze. Still they linger in the corners of my sleep, like forgotten melodies from better days. The room grows quiet, the clock slows down. One last chord echoes through this town. The strings bend low and long into the dark, answering every word I never said. A lonely conversation after midnight, between the living and the nearly dead. Midnight knows my name, knows the truth behind me, knows the hidden flame that all these years could never leave me. And these blue notes burn with a fire smooth and steady. Midnight knows my name, when the world forgets it's waiting for me. The city wears a black silk coat tonight. The band is gone, the glasses all run dry. But somewhere in the dark, beyond the light, a gentle blues keeps breathing as I ride. And midnight knows my name. Yes, midnight knows my name, till the last slow note fades into the night.
I walked into the club at midnight. The same old booth, the same old drink, the same old blues. The bass was rolling heavy through the darkness, like a train carrying bad news. And then I saw her by the piano, wearing black satin and a dangerous smile. The kind of woman who could ruin a good man and make him thank her all the while. She raised her glass and tipped it toward the bandstand. The drummer nodded like they had a plan. The piano player cracked a knowing grin, and the guitar player looked away again. Then they hit a song I hadn't heard in years, the one we danced to when the world was young, the one she swore would live forever, back when forever still rolled off her tongue. She paid the band to break my heart, one song at a time, one note at a time. Every chorus cut a little deeper, like a blade hidden inside a rhyme. She didn't need revenge or bullets, she knew exactly where to start. She paid the band to break my heart, and Lord, they played their part. The snare snapped sharp like old photographs burning. The bass dug holes beneath my feet. The guitar cried out my worst memories with every bend and every week. The singer knew all of our secrets, though I swear we'd never met before. He sang a name between the verses, and suddenly I couldn't breathe anymore. She never moved from a corner table, never once looked guilty or ashamed. Just stirred the ice inside her whiskey and watched the room go up in flames. Not real fire, something much colder, the kind that starts deep in a man's chest, when he realizes the one who knew him best also knew exactly how to hurt him best. She paid the band to break my heart, one song at a time, one note at a time. Every melody became a weapon, every memory became a crime. She didn't need revenge or bullets, she knew exactly where to start. She paid the band to break my heart, and Lord, they played their part. Then the music stopped, the room fell silent, even the bartender froze. She stood up, walked across the floor, set a folded $100 bill beside my glass. On the back she wrote, "Now you know how it felt." And suddenly I remembered everything, the promises I never kept, the nights I never came home, the tears I never noticed, the goodbye I deserved. A slow, aching confession in 6 strings, long bends hanging in the smoke, every note sounding less like sorrow and more like guilt. She paid the band to break my heart, and every dollar was well spent, because the truth hit harder than the whiskey and harder than my own regrets. I came in here feeling lonely, thinking I was the wounded part, but she paid the band to break my heart, just to show me I broke hers first. The band packed up around 3 in the morning, the piano closed like a final prayer. I sat alone with the ghost she left me, and $100 bill still lying on the table, the most expensive lesson I ever got
for free.
Found an old key in my jacket from a winter long gone by. No name carved into the meadow, just a reason to wonder why. I turned it over in the lamplight while the blues roll through the room, like a ghost tapping my shoulder from the far side of the moon. There's a key in my pocket, but the door is long gone now. Funny how some memories stay when the reasons don't know how. There's a key in my pocket, cold as a midnight truth. Some things keep on opening, even after losing you. Maybe it fit a cheap apartment, maybe a Cadillac in the rain, maybe a heart I couldn't hold before I drove away again. The guitar bent a lonely answer, the bass kept walking through the dark, and that little piece of metal felt heavier than my heart. There's a key in my pocket, but the door is long gone now. Funny how some memories stay when the reasons don't know how. I could throw it in the river, let the current take the blame, but some ghosts don't live in objects, they live inside your name. There's a key in my pocket, and tonight I'll let it be. Some locks were never made for doors, they were made for memory. The band played one last slow song, I slipped the key back in my coat and left it there. She walked in right when the lights went low, right when the band found its groove. Black heels clicking on the hardwood floor, making every head in the room move. She didn't smile, she didn't wave, didn't need to even try. The whole damn lounge stopped breathing when she walked beneath the moonlight. She stole the moon from the sky and hung it in her eyes. Every man in the room stopped talking, every lie forgot his lies. She stole the moon from the sky, left the stars with nothing to do. And for one long night, I swear the whole world revolved around you. The bass rolled deep like a midnight engine. The snare hit sharp and clean. She danced alone in a circle of shadows, like she stepped from a silver screen dream. I said, what's a woman like you doing here? She said, looking for a song. Then she stole my drink and laughed like she'd known me all along. She stole the moon from the sky and hung it in her eyes. Every heart in that smoky room started beating out of time. She stole the moon from the sky, made the night feel brand new. And for one long night, I forgot everything but you. She climbed on stage, whispered something to the band. The guitar cried, the roadside, and suddenly everybody danced. Slow band, long sustained. One note shining like silver in the dark. She stole the moon from the sky and gave it back before the dawn left nothing but her perfume and a memory to lean on. She stole the moon from the sky. That's what I'll always choose to believe. 'Cause some women are too beautiful to explain any other way. The night ended, the moon stayed, but somehow it never looked quite the same again. station clock says midnight. The platform's cold and painted blue. A train rolls through this little town, but it ain't stopping for me and you. The porter sweeps the empty benches. The night hangs heavy in the air. I've got a ticket in my pocket and nowhere left worth getting there. The last train doesn't stop here anymore. It just blows smoke across the dock. Some chances leave without a warning. Some dreams leave without a mark. The last train doesn't stop here anymore. That's just how the story goes. You learn to wave at passing headlights and let them go. A guitar cries from the lounge across the street. The bass rolls low beneath the rain. A woman dances with a stranger like she never knew my name. I light a cigarette and watch her laughing like she finally found the door. I guess some people are destinations, and some are just the road before. The last train doesn't stop here anymore. It just blows smoke across the dark. Oh, some chances leave without a warning. Some dreams leave without a mark. Funny thing about moving on, nobody nobody tells you. It sounds a lot like a train getting smaller in the distance. Whoa, one long bend fading into the night. Oh, the last train doesn't stop here anymore. But I don't chase it like before. Oh, the night is wide, the blues play on, and I've survived worse than this before. The train disappears, the station goes quiet. I finish my drink and stay right where I am. Walked in wearing midnight on my shoulders, like a tailor-made shadow cut in black. The bartender nodded, he already knew me, a man who never asked for nothing back. The room was full of quiet desperados, drowning all tomorrow's inexpensive wine. And every face was searching for salvation in the bottom of a glass or someone else's eyes. Then she appeared through the haze of the evening, like trouble wrapped in velvet and perfume. She carried all the grace of a fallen angel and all the danger of a loaded moon. She sat beside me, said, "You look familiar." I smiled and let the silence answer first, because the saddest men become good liars when they're trying to hide a lifelong thirst. I'm the king of empty rooms, the lord of broken memories. Every love I've ever touched turned into a haunting melody, and I wear this lonely crown like a gentleman of misery. I'm the king of empty rooms, but tonight your eyes are challenging me. The band played low, the bass line kept rolling like a long black Cadillac through the dark. My guitar cried somewhere in the distance, like a wounded animal with a faithful heart. She leaned closer than a prayer at midnight, said, "Tell me something honest before I leave." I laughed because the truth is such a dangerous thing for men who still have ghosts up their sleeves. So I told about the years I wasted chasing gold that turned to dust in my hands, about the woman who taught me how to love, then disappeared like footprints in the sand. She listened like the night listens to thunder, never judging all the wreckage I became. And for a moment I could almost remember how it felt before the world knew my name. I'm the king of empty rooms, the lord of broken memories. Every love I've ever touched turned into a haunting melody, and I wear this lonely crown like a gentleman of misery. I'm the king of empty rooms, but tonight your eyes are challenging me. Outside the rain was writing little obituaries across the windows of the sleeping town. Inside her hand found mine beneath the table, like she was pulling a lost man from the ground. The snare hit hard, the bass kept moving slowly, and every note hung heavy in the air. The kind of moment people spend a lifetime seeking, then spend forever wishing still was there. Rising from the darkness, long notes trembling like a final confession, every phrase answering
couldn't say. I'm the king of empty rooms, but kingdoms fall when hearts remember. One touch can set fire to a winner that survived 100 Decembers. And this lonely crown I wore suddenly feels lighter than before. I'm the king of empty rooms. Or maybe I don't belong there anymore. Last call echoed through the private club. She stood and pulled her coat around the night, then kissed my cheek and vanished with the dawn, leaving behind her perfume and a reason to believe that even the darkest blues can still find the light.
Last Tuesday night I met the devil downtown, not the kind they preach about in church on Sundays. No horns, no fire, no kingdom underground, just a sharp black suit and a smile that never stayed. He was sitting in my chair at the corner table, drinking bourbon that he hadn't paid for yet. Said, "I've been looking for you, gentlemen." I said, "Funny, I've been trying to forget." The bass rolled low like distant thunder. The bartender suddenly looked away. The whole room felt a little colder, like the night itself had something to say. He lit a cigarette and leaned back laughing as the smoke curled slowly through the light. Said, "You survived things that would have buried most men. I guess that's why I'm here tonight. The devil owes me a favor. That's a dangerous debt to collect. I've walked through hell so many times. Even the flames show me respect. I don't need gold, I don't need glory. I've already paid my dues. The devil owes me a favor, and I'm spending it on the truth. He said, "Remember Memphis in '99, that motel room and the loaded gun?" I nodded slow and stared into my whiskey, thinking of the man I used to run from. He said, "I was there when you chose mercy instead of giving hate another scar. Most men would have chosen vengeance. You chose to leave and drive into the dark." The guitar answered with a lonely moan, a long blue note hanging over the room like a ghost refusing to surrender to the silence waiting beyond the tomb. The devil smiled and shook his head. "That's the day you cost me a soul. Been trying to square the books ever since, but gentlemen make terrible fools. The devil owes me a favor. That's a dangerous debt to collect. I've walked through hell so many times. Even the flames show me respect. I don't need gold, I don't need glory. I've already paid my dues. The devil owes me a favor, and I'm spending it on the truth. Outside
the city kept pretending that everybody knew where they belonged. Inside, the drums kept steady time, like an old judge deciding right from wrong. I thought about every broken promise, every night I barely made it through. Then I looked across the table and said, tell me something. Does mercy ever come back to you? The devil laughed so hard the glasses rattled. And for the first time all night, he looked afraid. Slow bends climbing upward, deep vibrato shaking the walls. Every note carrying years of regret and something that sounded a little like redemption. The devil owes me a favor, but maybe I don't need it now. Some debts are better left unpaid. Some victories don't need a crown. I've got scars, I've got stories, I've got blues enough to last a lifetime. The devil owes me a favor, but I already found what's mine. He vanished before the last call ended, leaving his drink untouched at the bar. The bartender asked who I'd been talking to. I smiled, finished my bourbon, and watched the neon fade into the dawn. Knowing some men fear the devil, and some men meet him, then leave him wondering what went wrong. Dressed in amber light, a piano whispering to the night. I sat alone with a glass of red and 1,000 thoughts I never said. The city rushed beyond the door, chasing things worth chasing no more. I learned some lessons the hard way, friend, the kind that stay with you till the end. And every scar beneath this suit has taught me something true. A gentleman never chases, what's meant to stay will stay. The moon don't run after the ocean, yet they meet every day. So I let the night unfold itself like smoke beneath the blue. A gentleman never chases, but he remembers you. Young man asked me late last week why some hearts break and never speak. I told him love is like good wine, it needs no chains, no warning signs. If someone wants another road, you simply let them bear the load. The hardest thing a man can do is walk away when he wants to. The band played low, the bass rolled deep, while all regrets fell asleep. A gentleman never chases, what's meant to stay will stay. The moon don't run after the ocean, yet they meet every day. So I let the night unfold itself like smoke beneath the blue. A gentleman never chases, but he remembers you. Years have passed, the seasons turn. Some bridges fell, some lessons burned, but peace arrived the day I learned not every goodbye needs a return. Chases the window yesterday. Some stories fade into the darkness, some quietly remain. And if your memory visits me like old perfumes still do, I'll raise my glass and smile a while. Gentleman's farewell to you. The lights grow dim, the record slows, the last note hangs, then gently goes. Down in a cellar beneath the avenue, there's a little black door that only a few get through. No music outside, no sign overhead, just a whisper in town and a trail of regret. A man at the counter with a silver pen asked me what I wanted to know back then. I said, what's waiting at the end of my road? He said, that answer comes with a heavy load. Then he slid a contract across the table and quietly spoke. 1 year for the truth, that's the price tonight. 1 year from your life for a single life. The bass rolled deep, the shadows leaned in, while the snare hit hard through the cigarette dim. 1 year for the truth, no refunds, no lies, just a glimpse of tomorrow in exchange for time. I watched a young boxer sign away to learn if his title dream would come true. A woman gave 5 just to finally see if the man she'd been waiting for would ever leave. The room stayed still as the clock ticked slow. Everybody paying to know what they don't know. I held that pen, but my hand wouldn't move. Some doors ain't meant to be pushed through. 1 year for the truth, that's the prize tonight. 1 year from your life for a single light. The bass rolled deep, the shadows leaned in, while the snare hit hard through the cigarette dim. 1 year for the truth, no refunds, no lies, just a glimpse of tomorrow in exchange for time. Then an old man laughed from the corner booth, said, "Son, the mystery is the best part of youth." He raised his glass and tipped his hat, knowing everything, he don't want that. You don't want that. Maybe that's too much, 'cause some things are sweeter when you never know enough. The contract remained unsigned as I walk back into the rain, and somewhere behind me the door clicks shut. Click shut. Before midnight, the phone on my table rang. Now nobody had that number, not a soul in this town. I picked it up slow, said, "Who is this?" A voice that sounded just like mine said, "Listen carefully, we don't have much time." The room turned cold, the ice stopped clinking, and every shadow seemed to lean in. 7 minutes before midnight, a stranger stole my breath. He knew every scar I carried, every secret I never said. The bass rolled deep, the kick hit hard, like footsteps in the dark. 7 minutes before midnight, my whole life changed. He said, don't take Main Street tomorrow, don't board the train at 9. Don't ignore the woman in the red coat, and don't ask me how I know. I laughed and poured another drink. Said, friend, you've lost your mind. Then he named the song playing in my head before the band could play the line. Now my hands were shaking, but my voice stayed calm. 7 minutes before midnight, a stranger stole my breath. He knew every road behind me, and every road that's left. The bass rolled deep, the snare rang clear, like a warning in my ear. 7 minutes before midnight, my whole life changed. I asked, who are you? Silence, then a slow exhale. He said, I'm you. 7 years from now, the club lights flickered, the bartender stared. Outside the rain came pouring down, like heaven missed a beat. And suddenly every second felt too valuable to waste. The bass rolled deep, the night stood still. I paid my tab and left. 7 minutes before midnight was the moment I began to live. Tomorrow came, the train left town, and a woman in a red coat smiled as she sat down. The clock struck 12 in the private room. Smoke curled slow beneath the moon. A bass line rolled across the floor, like it had walked this path before. I wore my best black suit tonight, not for glory, not for pride, just another gentleman passing through the kind of city never knew. memories out. Raise your glass, let the darkness talk. Let the old regrets take a walk. We all pay dues in one way or another in the midnight membership. A woman sat beneath the gold lamp glow, eyes full of places I don't know. She smiled once, then looked away, like she carried yesterday. The band played low, the room stayed still. Rose chords drifting over the thrill. Everybody hiding something deep. Everybody losing sleep. Welcome to the midnight membership, where hearts wear scars like tailor-made suits. No one asks where you've been before. No one locks the memories out. Raise your glass, let the darkness talk. Let the old regrets take a walk. We all pay dues in one way or another in the midnight membership. I learned a long time ago, the strongest men don't always win. Sometimes they simply learn how to live with what could have been. Where broken dreams still dress in style, where lonely souls share silent toast and stay a little while. Raise your glass, let the darkness talk. Let the old regrets take a walk. We all pay dues in one way or another in the midnight membership. The lights burn low, the night grows thin. Another story walks right in, and the blues keeps playing again. There's an old brick building on the edge of town. No name on the door, no address written down. A tied night guard in a charcoal suit stamped my ticket and said, "Third floor, sir, out." The hallway stretched like a memory lane, filled with forgotten faces and names. dreams. A woman held a painting she never got to show. A boxer held a title from 50 years ago. I asked the clerk, "What is this place?" He smiled and slid a file my way. Welcome to the Department of Lost Dreams, where nothing disappears the way it seems. Every road not taken, every song unsung, every race abandoned before it was run. The bass rolled low as he called my name, pulled out a folder marked with my mistakes. Welcome to the Department of Lost Dreams. We've been expecting you. Inside the fire was a younger man, still believing life would follow a plan. A restaurant he never dared to start, a book unfinished in a desk drawer dark, a photograph of a midnight train, the ticket bought then returned again. 1,000 little maybes staring back at me like ghosts requesting a meeting politely. Welcome to the Department of Lost Dreams, where nothing disappears the way it seems. Every road not taken, every song unsung, every race abandoned before it was run. The bass rolled low as he called my name, pulled out a folder marked with my mistakes. Welcome to the Department of Lost Dreams. We've been expecting you. I asked, "Can I get them back?" The clerk leaned close and laughed. "No, sir, but you can still make new ones." Lost dreams. I left my folder where it used to be. Some doors stay closed, and that's alright. The future still has room tonight. The sunrise spilled across the street. The city woke beneath my feet. And for the first time in a long, long while, I wasn't looking behind me. The night guard nodded as I passed and locked the building tight. By morning, it was gone, like a dream that had finally done its job. She walked in right when the thunder rolled,
black silk dress, eyes dark as coal. The room got quiet, the glasses froze. Even the band played softer notes. She took a seat where the shadows lay, like she owned every night and day. Ordered bourbon, neat and plain. 5 minutes later came the rain. Now I don't believe in magic tricks, but some people make you wonder. She ordered the rain and the sky obeyed. Every streetlight blurred, every card got played. The bass rolled low, the window pane cried, and something old woke up inside. She ordered the rain and I couldn't explain why a stranger smile could feel like a train coming straight through years of stone, leaving a gentleman alone. She said, "You look like a man who's tired." I said, "Only of small desires." She laughed and spun her empty glass, like she already knew my past. Then she asked if I still believed in things a grown man should need. I looked outside at the storm again and said, "Sometimes." She ordered the rain and the sky obeyed. Every streetlight blurred, every card got played. The bass rolled low, the window pane cried, and something old woke up inside. She ordered the rain and I couldn't explain why a stranger's smile could feel like a train coming straight through years of stone, leaving a gentleman alone. The night got older, the crowd got thin, the band kept swaying like a slow confession. Then she stood up, buttoned her coat, and left me with words she never spoke. She ordered the rain, that's all I know. Some people arrive just to leave you changed. Now every time the dark clouds roll, I hear her name in the thunder soul. The bartender asked, was she real? I smiled and paid the bill. On a narrow street where the neon fades, I fix old clocks while the city sways. Gold pocket watches
silver hands, tiny broken kingdoms in my hands. People bring me time that lost its way, weddings, wars, and yesterday. I wind the gears and listen close. Every ticking heart has ghosts. Some men count money, some men count scars. Me, I count the hours left in the dark. After midnight I repair time, one small second at a time. The bass rolls low, the city sleeps, while old regrets wait beneath the streets. And every watch that starts again sounds like forgiveness to a tired old man. After midnight, beneath the blue, I fix what time forgets to do. The young boy came with his grandfather's watch, said it stopped the day we lost him, sir. I held that brass beneath the light, like holding someone's final night. Took me an hour, maybe two, a little oil, a patient screw. Then suddenly the old thing spoke, tick, tick, like a sleeping memory woke. After midnight I repair time, one small second at a time. The bass rolls low, the city sleeps, while old regrets wake beneath the streets. And every watch that starts again sounds like forgiveness to a tired old man. After midnight, beneath the blue, I fix what time forgets to do. Maybe that's why I never close this shop. Maybe I'm still trying to fix one clock that stopped inside myself long ago. The story bought and sold. I lock the door, I dim the light, and leave the clocks to guard the night. After midnight, that's what I do, a gentleman with time to lose. I took a job on the graveyard shift at a hotel nobody talked about. The pay was good, the rules were strange. Don't ask the guest what they're here about. The
lobby clock never moved an inch, always stuck at 2:13. The bell rang soft around midnight for people nobody else could see. The manager said, just hand them their keys, don't read the names. I worked the night shift for the dead, checking in memories instead. The bass rolled low, the snare cracked hard like footsteps through the dark. Some came smiling, some came broke, some carried dreams that went up in smoke. On the night shift for the dead, where yesterday never leaves. A soldier arrived in a worn-out coat, still holding a letter he never sent. A singer walked in with a golden voice, looking for applause that came and went. Then one rainy night the bell rang twice, and a woman stepped through the door. She looked at me and my blood ran cold. I'd seen her face before. She slid a photograph across the desk. It was me, 30 years older. I worked the night shift for the dead, checking in memories instead. The bass rolled low, the snare cracked hard like footsteps through the dark. Some came smiling, some came broke, some carried dreams that went up in smoke. On the night shift for the dead, where yesterday never leaves. I said, why are you here? She whispered low, to deliver a message. I asked, from who? She said, from yourself. The room went silent, the ropes held one long cord as she handed me an envelope marked, before it's too late. I quit the night shift for the dead before dawn painted the sky blood red. The bass rolled on, the city woke, while the first train coughed its smoke. I opened the letter, there were only 3 words, nothing more to read. 3 simple words that changed my life. Call your brother. Now every year on that same date, I drive past the hotel gate, but there's no building there, no sign, no street, just an empty lot and a memory.
Down a side street nobody talks about, there's a narrow door with the lights turned out. No sign above, no number on the wall.
Somehow the lost always find the whole. Shelves to the ceiling, row after row, filled with letters nobody chose to show. Apologies, confessions, last goodbyes, sleeping beneath the dust of time. The old librarian looked at me and said, "What didn't you send?" Welcome to the library of unsent letters, where the words still breathe and the silence remembers. Every "I love you", every "please don't go", every truth somebody never let show. The bass rolled low, the shadows grew as I searched the shelves for something true. In the library of unsent letters, I found a piece of me. Then she handed me a faded page written in my own handwriting years ago, addressed to a woman whose name I knew but hadn't spoken since the moon was young. The ink had run, the paper had aged, but every line still carried weight. Funny how a sentence left unread can survive longer than a promise said. Welcome to the library of unsent letters, where the words still breathe and the silence remembers. Every "I forgive you", every "I was wrong", every melody that never became a song. The bass rolled low, the night turned blue, as old ghosts walk the aisles in twos. In the library of unsent letters, nothing was truly lost. I asked, "Can I take this letter home?" The librarian smiled and shook her head. "No, sir. Some words exist only to teach." Didn't need to anymore. The city woke, the darkness thinned, a brand new day was moving in, and for the first time in years, my pockets felt light. Behind me, the library disappeared, like it had never been there at all, except for the words I finally carried home inside my heart. Inside of my heart. There's a little shop that opens after 9. No diamonds in the window, no gold upon the shelf. Just a man in a black vest selling pieces of yourself. A banker bought a future where it never grow old. A gambler bought a Friday where his luck struck gold. A singer bought a crowd that knew every word by heart. But nobody ever bought a brand new start. I walked inside, he looked at me and said, "What tomorrow do you need?" He was the man who sold tomorrows, wrapped in smoke and candlelight, trading dreams for silver dollars in the middle of the night. Some walked out smiling,
some walked out changed,
some carried victory,
some carried pain.
but every deal came with a warning: nothing's free from the man who sold tomorrows. I said, show me one where I never played it safe, one where I kissed the girl and took the train, one where I left this city 20 years ago, before my heart learned how to let things go. He pulled a dusty bottle from a hidden drawer and said, "That's a future worth paying for." I held it up and watched it glow, like a life I almost chose. Then he smiled and shook his head, "Careful what you wish to see." He was the man who sold tomorrows, wrapped in smoke and candlelight, trading dreams for silver dollars in the middle of the night. Some walked out smiling,
Some walked out changed,
some carried victory,
some carried pain.
but every deal came with a warning: nothing's free from the man who sold tomorrows. I put the bottle back on the shelf and laughed to myself, 'cause maybe the life I missed made the man I still standing there when I walked away. The neon buzzed, the dawn was breaking, and the sky was turning gray. I kept my scars, I kept my rope, I kept every chance I blew, 'cause a gentleman knows the life he owns is worth more than the one he never knew. Now sometimes late at night, when the city sleeps, I pass that little shop on Mercer Street. But the sign is dark, the door is gone, like it was never there at all.